All around the country, blistering temperatures pushing first responders on the front lines of extreme heat to the limits, where the human toll is often unseen. This past brutal July, the hottest ever on record on Earth. Fire Station 60 has been on high alert.
Phoenix is experiencing an excessive heat wave.
The city seeing an unprecedented 31 straight days of temperatures above 110.
Station purple, gate dark, and sea clearance has started. That's all we know so far.
This dispatch on Sunday, just one of more than 800 heat-related calls the Phoenix Fire Department received in July.
We found a male in cardiac arrest, not breathing, not having a pulse, so we started CPR on him. He appeared to be hot, temperature overheated. The emergency room doctor told us that his core temperature was 107 degrees.
We're seeing a 60% increase in our heat-related calls from last year. We're not really cooling down too much at night so that we feel a reprieve. It's still in the 90s at night. I feel like the citizens and the firefighters are feeling it, and it's very challenging, and it's just something that we're continuously trying to overcome is the heat.
And more cities continue to break records as the nation suffers through its 7th week of extreme heat. In addition, the U.S. has seen heat-related deaths skyrocket, more than doubling in the past decade, from 837 to 1,708.
What we're talking about is heat-related emergencies.
The alarming figures pushing first responders to come up with new life-saving measures.
We're going to be piloting this next piece here to see if this is as effective or more effective than the method we have with the carry-all for cold water immersion.
Back at Station 60, firefighters are training to use so-called plunge bags.
So you can put your patient in here, you can pour the ice all down the side. You also want to pour that cold water in here, okay? So once you get your patient in here, zip it up to the nipple line. You know, you keep it open so you can still treat your patient.
They say this technique can make all the difference, rapidly decreasing body temperatures and in some cases preventing organ failure.
Once we're on a heat-related emergency, we're always going to take their temperature to determine if it's heat exhaustion, heat stroke, where we're at in treatment, and provide appropriate treatment. We have ice-cold IV fluids on our truck. We're putting ice, we're putting cold fluids right there immediately to cool them down. We've had patients with temperatures 104, 106, 108. By the time we get to the hospital, they're right where they need to be, right in the 97 to 98 degree range.
The plunge bag utilized for the patient who was in cardiac arrest.
We were in the direct sunlight. He was also in the sun. I think it's about 110 degrees out right now. First, we did our CPR protocols and all of our emergency drugs, but also we did the plunge bag, and we did some rapid cooling measures with some ice and cold water.
The temps so high, even touching the sidewalk can cause third-degree burns.
The pavement temperatures can reach up near 140 to 170 degrees. You might have a fall injury, but now also we have a secondary layer of care that we need to provide for the contact burn and the heat. We're telling people, seek shade when you can, stay hydrated.
But shade and protection are rarities for some of the most vulnerable, outdoor workers. From 2011 to 2021 in the U.S., an estimated 436 people died from work-related environmental heat exposure. Data showing that Texas has the most deaths.
My husband was trying to complete his assignment, and then he got to him.
In late June, Dallas area Postal Service driver Eugene Gates Jr. collapsed on the job as temperatures that day rose to about 116 degrees. Gates was taken to a hospital after he was found unconscious and pronounced dead.
No one should be out working like that. No one.
While authorities are still awaiting his official cause of death, the Occupational Health and Safety Administration is investigating. The incident shining renewed attention on the plight of outdoor workers. In a statement to ABC affiliate WFAA, the USPS said it is deeply saddened by the loss of life and that the Postal Service has implemented a national heat illness prevention program that provides mandatory heat-related and other safety training and instruction to all employees.
Am I angry? Yes, I am. The mail will still be there, but my husband won't.
Only a handful of states like Washington, Oregon, and California mandate heat stress protections for workers, including water and shade breaks. And advocacy groups say much more needs to be done.
Heat is the largest weather-related cause of death, of all possible forms of death. And I think what we're seeing globally is that more and more organizations, more and more movements understand that we have to tackle this issue.
Here in Homestead, Florida, outside Miami, clinicians are partnering with nonprofits like We Count to help prevent potentially fatal heat illnesses.
How to stay safe in hot weather and what to do if you have some of these symptoms.
In Miami-Dade County, we have more than 300,000 outdoor workers who work in industries like agriculture, construction, and landscaping. The science is clear. Outdoor workers are 35 times more likely to die of extreme heat than the general population. You can imagine being a worker out there in front of the heat with no access to shade, being forced to work 8, 10, 12 hours without a rest.
We Count's campaign, Que Calor, or It's So Hot in Spanish,
Put it around your neck, and it keeps your neck cool.
is aimed at educating these workers on how to protect themselves from the heat.
We say get water, you have oral rehydration. Be prepared, because we know it's going to be in the 90s to 100, and that puts your body at risk.
And how to recognize symptoms of heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
And you don't feel that you're getting wet. That is the worst heat.
That's when it's dangerous.
Nosotros, como inmigrantes que somos, venimos a luchar la vida en este país, pero nosotros trabajamos bajo los calores y somos trabajadores esenciales, que somos muy importantes en este país. Pero lamentablemente que en estos calores están sufriendo muchas personas. Lo que queremos es que no sufren las personas en los trabajos. A ver, los patrones nos dan agua, pues, y entonces es un problema muy dura.
We Count is now pushing for legislation that would require employers to give workers water and shade breaks and guarantee heat exposure safety programs. The Miami-Dade County Commission gave initial approval last month, and a vote is likely in September.
I think increasingly extreme heat may very well become the galvanizing issue of our time. Wherever you are across the country, eventually you will be impacted by extreme heat. And it's important that we protect the frontline communities who are already suffering the brunt of the climate crisis.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.